Welcome to Barnstable Today. I'm Nick Cortez. Last Friday, the Barnstable Senior Center celebrated 12 years at its current home on Route 28 with its annual open house and Community Awareness Day. The event provided the chance to see all that the Senior Center has to offer and offered the staff an opportunity to honor some particularly dedicated volunteers and organizations that help to make the Senior Center the wonderful community resource that it is. Today, we're taking a look back on the awards ceremony, beginning with the Boston Post-Cane Award, which is given to Barnstable's oldest resident. For the third year, 105-year-old Signe Moen of West Barnstable was honored. Here's Senior Services Director Madeline Taylor with the presentation.
Now, for the last 3 years, this is the third year that Signe Moen of West Barnstable has been the recipient of this award. And for those of you that were here a couple of years ago, she actually came the first year that she received this. And what a wonderful honor that was to see her come in the room. I think she was 103 at the time. And I'm glad to tell you that she's 105 right now. She will be 106 in July. July, what date is it?
July 11th.
On July 11th. Unfortunately, Signe can't be here today. She is doing well. We're going to have her daughter, Elsa Sapu, come up here and accept the award on her behalf. And Elsa may say a few words about how Signe's doing.
I'm sure that my mother would love to be here, but she is not doing as well as she was 2 years ago. She's getting weaker, and about 2 weeks ago, she did fall in her room. And since she had that fall, she just has a sore back. I mean, I can relate to that. I've had sore backs too. When you're 105 and you have a sore back, you stay in bed a lot. So she is still doing very well, living by herself on her own. And we have elder services coming in now 3 days a week, and they do a lot to help her. And of course, my husband and I are there to help her as well. So she says hello to everybody, and very thankful for this award.
Next, Senior Center volunteers Doris Kendall and John Ross were honored with the Spirit of Ruth Rusher Award, which is given to those who best embody the spirit of civic engagement and positive aging that defined Ms. Rusher's life. With the presentation, here's Community Services Director Lynn Poyon.
The first person that we're going to honor today is Doris Kendall of Barnstable, and she's spent the past decade volunteering at the Barnstable Senior Center. In fact, becoming a volunteer was one of the first things that she did when she came to Cape Cod. She's been a front desk volunteer since that time and has also volunteered for many other programs, including the Brown Bag. Over the years, Doris has contributed many of her lovely hand-knit creations to the Crafters Group to help benefit the Friends of the Barnstable Council on Aging. In addition to this, she has been a beach sticker volunteer at the Recreation Division for 10 years. She's an active member of the Senior Center and participates in many of the classes and programs, and she's been part of the Ancient History Group for many years, and she credits the Senior Center for helping her form many new friendships. There is no stopping Doris. She is an absolute dynamo. She refuses to let her age define her, which is just like Ruth, and she's a wonderful inspiration to those of us who are fortunate to know her. She truly embodies the spirit of positive aging and community service, and that's what this award is all about.
I want to say that the Senior Center is, everything that you said is true. It's a terrific place. There's always something fun to do, a good laugh here and there. It's sort of my cupcake. This is the frosting on the cupcake.
And our second Spirit of the Russia Award winner. This year's winner is John Ross of West Barnstable, who's been a dedicated volunteer at the Senior Center for many years. He was one of the first volunteer drivers back when the program started in 1998 and continued driving until just a few years ago. He has also been a long-serving member of the Council on Aging and served as president. As a board member, he has been a strong advocate for the needs of seniors in our community. In addition, he volunteered for many years to assist with the Lombard Fund. And this fund provides financial assistance to Barnstable residents to help keep them in their homes and to help out with utilities. His efforts helped many individuals and families stay safe and warm in their homes.
When I became a member of the board of the COA, I've been on a couple of years, and I just mentioned this about Ruth Rusher. She was getting a little bit not able to come, and she really wanted to still be the secretary of the group. Well, anyway, one day they said, look, somebody, president or somebody who's not even here probably, said, look, we got to get somebody to take the minutes. So I used to take minutes when I was in scouting and everything. And they said, well, Jack, you got the job. I said, yeah, but I don't want to hurt her feelings. They said, don't worry. You do it. And from that time on, I was the secretary for a few years, and before I became other officers, but Ruth never showed up again, and I heard through the grapevine that she wasn't too happy. So I just want to say thank you very much for this award, and I certainly appreciate it. I know there's others here that are probably more deserving, but I thank you very much.
Later, Senior Center Outreach Coordinator Claudia Borden presented the Legacy Award. This award is given to a business or organization that's made a positive impact on the senior community in the past year. Fittingly, this year's recipient is the Greater Boston Food Bank for bringing to the Cape the Brown Bag Program, which provides a monthly bag of groceries to seniors in need.
As you all know, at least those that know me, this Brown Bag Program has been my favorite song for almost 2 years now. When we first heard about it, we worked to bring it to here. The idea of actually giving groceries to seniors in need was huge with me and with everybody I talked to. Let's make it happen, let's bring it down to the Cape. Talked to Paul at the Greater Boston Food Bank, and he said, let's see if we can make it. I talked to him a lot. I talked to him, I called him, I emailed him, I called him. But when it came time, he was there for us. We formed a great partnership with the Greater Boston Food Bank before the Brown Bag for Senior program. Those of you who have helped me, I have about 50 volunteers now, know the program is bigger and better every month. I thank you all, and I'd like to thank Paul Culligan.
Through Claudia's efforts, having this facility, we've distributed 170,000 pounds of food over 2 years. That's 85 tons. Okay, someone mentioned the sore back. Claudia has touched pretty much every case in that delivery. And all the volunteers see the product that comes in, but you don't see what happens at Harwich before it gets here. I've been there, and I'm absolutely amazed. That's 130,000 meals for seniors. And as I did some research, I'll give you some data on senior hunger, because that's my job, and I'll tell you what's going on nationally. Your meals cost 15% more here in Barnstable than the national average. I'm sure you know that. And this is basic meal. This is not restaurant. This is your basic meal to feed the hungry. 15% more. So you have 130,000 meals. It'll probably reach 150,000 by the end of the year. Thanks to Claudia in the fight against hunger. She told me it's here in Barnstable. She told me about the housebound seniors not getting out, the snow not getting shoveled, their next generation moving back in with them. And I was able to tell that story back in Boston. Hunger's on the Cape, we need to get there. And Claudia kept calling and calling and calling. And that's the story here. So thank Claudia for all that.
Finally, the Friends of the Barnstable Council on Aging presented its own Friendship Award to the Senior Center Crafters Group for their efforts to raise funds for needed supplies and programs at the Senior Center.
Crafters are a group of people who come in here day after day and work hard, working, knitting and crocheting and then selling the stuff and thinking of other ways that we can make money. And so they donate the money back to the Friends, and they're a big help to us. So I'm going to ask Carol Bacci to come up. Please, Carol, and bring any of your friends if you want from the Crafters.
I would bring them all up.
That's
It's wonderful. We've earned quite a bit of money for the senior center. And I just love coming here. I've been coming here for 10 years, and it's been wonderful. I always say you have to volunteer somewhere. And what's better than a senior center, especially when it's so much fun. Thank you.
If you'd like to get involved at the Barnstable Senior Center, volunteers are always needed. For more information, call the center at 508-862-4750. Now, let's take a look at this week's meetings. Well, that's all for now. I'm Nick Cortez, and we'll see you next time on Barnstable Today.